Everything about the way we've shopped in the last 2 decades has really changed, right? We're talking about the rise of internet shopping, delivery services, but the retail spaces themselves have also changed as well, and they're going to keep on changing. So today on the show, what we're talking about is all of shopping. The physical, the digital, how is it going to change in the next 10 years? To debate that, we have Claire Riley from CNET and Peter Marks from Access Informatics. Lay it out for me. Let's just start with retail first, right? How is the retail experience going to change in the next little while?
Well, probably, I guess the interesting one is Amazon Go, where they're getting rid of the checkout. So you log in with an app, you then walk around, take things off the shelf, and it figures out what you took and put into your bag, and then you simply walk out of the shop. And of course, that makes it easier to just walk around and grab things and leave. But I think that's all part of a big trend, which is to make shopping not like shopping at all. You know, things
and more like shoplifting. I like it.
It is a bit. You're right, actually. And speaking of shoplifting, of course, Apple for a long time has been talking about their stores, not by calling them stores, but calling them town squares.
Oh, God, that's garbage.
Well,
I mean, not as garbage as naming your staff geniuses, but right up there.
Yeah, that is a bit of a reach. But, you know, when you go and visit some of the stores with trees in them, with coffee shops, with areas where you can just sit peacefully and talk to people, they're trying to obviously turn them into places you just go as part of your day rather than going as a shop. And, oh, by the way, all the products are here for you to buy.
Is there anything specifically that you've seen, Claire, that you think that could really change the way I approach walking into a shop and how I behave in an environment like that?
The psychology of shopping and the psychology of consumer behaviour, it's not something that is ignored. I remember one of my first jobs, I worked in a kind of a giftware store, and we put the new product on the left-hand side of the store as you walked in because my manager said, everyone who comes in, you can watch it as they come in, but it's also proven. Yeah, they turn left and they work clockwise around the store. So you put the interesting things there. Then you know, we all know the idea that the milk is at the back of the supermarket because you have to go through and get your perishables. So make them walk past the stuff they don't want to buy before that.
IKEA have obviously geniuses when it comes to this. You spend your first like 5 to 10, 20 minutes, lost in an array of fantasy apartments, fully grown, and it's all about imagining what that world could be. The first thing you can physically pick up, like to buy, is almost invariably the cheapest thing in the store or one of the cheapest things in the stores, because by the time you spent 15, 20 hours enveloped in fantasy land, your first thought is, oh, and it's so cheap and I'll just buy it. That's the whole psychology at play here. There's been so many studies on it and it's so interesting.
And have you noticed how big the bags are?
Yeah.
So you put that one little thing, that little
it's so tiny.
Tea candle in there, you think, gee.
Look at this colander the shape of my head. It's so tiny in this bag.
But IKEA's almost ahead of its time, really, because they sell you on a fantasy and they sell you on the concept, and that's what retailers are trying to do. So we kind of touched on it there of, you know, make it an experience to go to a shopping centre, not a mall. No one likes the word mall post-80s middle America, but make it enjoyable for someone, because what is the benefit of internet shopping? Okay, it's instant feeling, it's convenient, you don't hand over physical cash, so it's almost like you're not spending. And then when the products arrive, you bought them a couple of days ago, so that's not real money, and now it's like a gift that you get from ASOS on your desk. So bricks and mortar is never going to be as convenient as digital, so they need to work on their advantages, and the advantages are you get to try something on, you get to come and speak to our experts, you get to touch and feel, you get to see X couch or X top in its kind of whole ecosystem. So when instead of just going to get that floral shirt that I wanted to get, oh my gosh, it looks great with all these things that it's been styled with. So merchandising, experience of store staff, experience in general for the shopper, that's what is the most important thing now.
But I buy stuff from China and I call it presents from past Peter. So sometimes 5 or 10 weeks
he really
later,
gets me.
a box arrives
seems
and
to
I
know
go,
me so well.
What is this? This little gift? I can't
Yeah.
remember, something from Banggood or AliExpress now with GST being charged.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, I find that I'm a lot more impulsive when I'm in store, because if I have to think about something and it sort of goes, oh, well, there's multiple steps, and there's the whole psychology of the internet shopping experience and the user interface. How do you get people to not abandon their shopping cart? Because the cost to a retailer of abandoned carts is massive, because people go, oh, I like that. And then they say, oh, shipping, and I got to set up an account. Do not make me set up an account.
And then you suddenly realise that you've been shopping in American dollars, and then when you realise what it is in Australian dollars, like, oh, I'm not spending $300 on a pair of shorts.
Yeah, and regular listeners will remember the episode we did where Ariel Bogle was talking about dark patterns and the things that internet sites do to make you feel like you're missing out on something. And we see those dark patterns here. It's like there's only one of these left, or don't abandon your cart, or can we get you to come back? Or
And it's almost always crap.
it's almost always crap. But
I mean, having just visited the States and stayed with people who are online shopping, what they're doing, they're perfectly happy to have an online store send them 3 sizes of dress, and they'll send back the 2 that don't fit in a prepaid envelope that
Do you
is
guys
ready
ever
to go
send back?
I've got friends that do it, and they're Australian friends that do, they pay a membership, so a $50 a year membership,
Right.
and I think it's maybe ASOS or one of those kind of
Yeah.
fast fashion brands. You get the ability to ship, free shipping and returns on anything.
And
so they
walking
get 3
walking around
size.
in Boston, the streets are full of delivery vans. Everywhere there's Amazon vans, there's FedEx vans. That seemed to be most of the traffic. And outside people's houses, there's boxes piled up. People are used to buying online.
All right, there's lots more of this in the podcast. Download this show. You can find it on any good podcasting app, and frankly, even some of the mediocre ones. We'll see you there. Bye.